Yeah. See, I finished my MBA from
Mm-hmm.
MBA HR,
Okay.
and at present I'm working as a HR manager in a staffing solution company.
Oh, okay, okay. That's great. So you have matlab no, knowledge, good knowledge of HCM background, basically domain knowledge.
Yes, because I'm in the like recruitment selection onboarding process only.
Mm-hmm.
I little bit knowledge about payroll. That's
Oh,
it.
okay,
More I don't have any other knowledge.
okay, okay. No problem. So basically, I myself is Arpan Gaur, and I have around 5+ years of experience in SAP HCM configuration consultant experience, and 3+years, 3 to 5 years of experience in between success factors, and I have overall I have total training experience of 3+ years basically. So I'll be taking you through the session of success factors right now, demo session. So shall we continue?
Yes, yes. So,
Okay, great. So basically, let me just open this. So basically, success factors, how it works on cloud. Basically, do you know the basic understanding of success factors? Anybody?
actually, little bit I don't have that much of knowledge about this.
Oh, okay. Sure, not a problem. So, success factors is basically a SAP company solutions, where it has been occupied. It has been acquired by SAP around 2010. It's very old, but right now it's old 10 years, a decade ago. But initially the success factor started with the just for the tool of assessing the employees, for PMGM and performance management, appraisal management. There was only one module basically when it started, but right now there are so many modules in the success factors, and it's being booming like anything. So success factors is a works on the SaaS solutions. What is SaaS? Software as a solution. Software as a solution means, unlike other software, for example, if you take SAP HCM, you have it works basically on platform as a solution. So what does it means? Difference for, like I have the icon of SAP, I need to go into this server, and I need to go into the server and need to operate it, and I need to log in from the server. But unlike that, success factors works on the hybrid and modular approach, that you can able to work from anywhere, outside the country, inside the country. The only thing is you need to have a good internet connection, and you can able to carry your laptop and work from anywhere. You just the thing required is URL and password. Login into the cloud based system, like just you are logging into Facebook, or you are logging into LinkedIn, same like you have to log in to the URL provided to you by the company, and you have to start working on this. So basically success factors have various modules, and it is categorized into talent management and employee central core. Employee central core basically deals once the employee is in, but before the employee comes into the picture, there are many things like sourcing the employee, selecting the employee, and shortlisting the employee. So that comes under talent management. So under talent management, you'll be having recruitment management, one module under which it will be like recruitment management and recruitment marketing. Recruit RCM is a module, recruitment managing and recruitment marketing. In the recruitment marketing, same like you are sourcing out the candidates from various portals, that will be include. You are not shortlisting, you are just sourcing the profiles, so that comes under recruitment marketing. And in the recruitment management, you will be covering this after once the employee is into the organization. No, not sorry, not organization. Once the employee is shortlisted before joining the organization, once the employee is shortlisted, then you will be selecting the employee. You will be keeping those databases of the shortlisting. Suppose 100 profile you have been sourced, and then you are left with 6 to 7 very good candidate. You have to select any two of them. So all those comes under recruitment management. So two sub modules are there, and tools are different in the every modules, but basically it is having two sub modules: recruitment management and recruitment marketing. And then once the employee joins, selected and joins, the first thing what will happen, onboarding. The employee will be provided with necessary resources and all those tools basically, which is used by the employees, all those resources relevant to manage, relevant to company, what all the like laptops, all the credentials, everything will be given to the employee, right? That comes under onboarding. And then you will be having this LMS module of the success factors. Basically, LMS is nothing but learning and development. What basically, when you join any organization, there are certain mandate, big organizations I'm talking about, there are certain, there may be certain mandatory courses that you have to attend before you start your work, that may relevant or non-relevant to your skills, so that will be there in LMS. And then PMGM is another module. LMS is very rarely used, it is not in picture, basically very less demand. And then you will be having PMS, performance management and goal management, PM and GM module. Under that you will be configuring uh, what is basically PM and GM. Of course it will happen once or twice in the entire year, but the process will be non-stop continuation, because for that half yearly or quarterly appraisals you have to design the forms, templates, and all those. You have to design the routes in sense, you have to design key self appraisal, what employee should employee initial assessment should be done by the employee, then employee management, right? That you have to design the route, what should be the employee manager, and then employee managers manager, and then HR, those 360 degrees appraisal, all those templates will be designed in the performance and goal management. And then you will be having compensation management, basically quite related to payroll only, but not payroll. All those wage types, components, etc., will be covering in employee central core HR only. But compensation management is something beyond that. If any bonuses are being introduced by the employee, you have to create a template, basically you have to raise. You may also require to configure into the XML also in that compensation module, basically. So it is quite beyond the payroll. Compensation is different, payroll is different, just understand. Anyways, payroll is a different thing which will be not independently covered in success factors. Till time it will cover, but payroll you have to have SAP HR on premise system. It is all about integration, okay? Independently payroll is not run on the success factors. So compensation is much beyond that. It is basically the bonus which will be getting or introduced by the organization, the templates you have to create, and everything will be online, which will be issued to the employees, and everything that will be covered in compensation module. And then last but not the least, succession and development in talent management. Succession and development means, suppose if any critical position joins the organization, uh, like CEO or director, but suddenly due to some mm, emergency they have to leave the organization or anything, they are the decision makers, key position, vice president, directors I'm talking about, not normal employees. But suddenly they have to leave the organization, and some backup plan is to be set up, that will be done in succession and development module, basically. So these are the modules of talent management. And why I am mentioning employee central core as a big miss, it is covering the central of the organization, or whatever leads to the development or leads to the goal of the organization are employees. So employee central covers right from the employee. It is the biggest module of the success factors. Employee central covers right from the employee joins the organization till the employee leaves the organization, what are the various core HR activities that is involved. You might have if you have if you have worked in the core HR domain, basically you know how to handle the grievances of the employees in general, how to hire an employee, terminate, what are the background configuration that is need to be hired. Just end user will be hiring the employee, but basically they require the relevant field which they want to uh, mention the relevant information. For example, if the employee is hired, they under the personal data, standard fields are there, but for the father's name they company require as per the policy. So it is the consultant who will be configuring the fields, and not only that field, this is the simple changes, all the hiring till termination, what are the process are there, configuration are there, that will make, what are the rules are there, business rules, that will ease the life of the user, basically end users are different, consultants are different, you might have aware, right? End users will be uh, handling like hiring termination from the end of the system. Anyways, both scenarios will be covering in the success factors, right from the configuration part and the end users part. What we are configuring, that same will be maintained or by the end user. So configuration involves like configuration of various structure, like you can say there are org unit, if any extra structure is to be created, org pay and job structures, that configuration will be done by us, which will be calling at corporate data model. And then succession data model means employee related fields, then time off, various logics that will be keeping in the time of, like if the if there are certain logics, means business rules, means suppose if the employee joins any organization and you need 8 to 9 rotating shifts are there, all those configuration of those scenarios, like it will be done in SAP HCM, if you know time management little bit, like we'll be configuring the work schedules, we'll be configuring the leaves, how employee will apply, end user will apply that leave. It is all through the configuration that the consultant does. It will just easy the life of the users, that's it. And it is very easy to use, unlike the other software like Oracle, SAP HR or anything ERP solutions, you may require certain technical terminology, but in employee central or any module of the success factors, there will be no such technical terminology. Only with the simple English or simple action name, you can search the actions where you have to. It's as simple as surfing the Facebook, but you have to know where exactly you have to do the configuration and what to do. If you have that idea, if you understand that concept, it is very easy to grasp certain things in success factors, basically. Okay, understood till here, or any doubts? Hello.
Yeah, it's clear.
Hello.
It's clear.
Hello.
Yeah.
See, for learning success factor, is it the learning of HCM is required, like
No,
HR?
many
No. Yeah.
many students are having that confusion ki SAP HCM is required or not. See, both are alternative. Either you can learn success factors or SAP HCM, or both, but not necessarily that SAP HCM knowledge is there. It is simple as you are putting your general domain knowledge like HCM, how to hire the employee, what are the various actions, that what is the global assignment. In general, you will be working in the domain HR that you are putting in the software, that's it, not more than that. So SAP HCM is the different part and success factors is the different part. If you learn both SAP HCM and success factors, there is an added advantage for you, but not necessary that you have to have the knowledge of SAP HCM. Even uh, basic thing about HR, if you are having in manually what you will be doing in any module, in any software, you might have handled HR. Just basic knowledge of HR is enough to learn the success factors, not necessary that you should have the SAP HCM knowledge. Okay.
Okay.
So then we'll be having basically at the time of implementation, in the SAP HCM, you may have heard about SAP methodology if you know SAP HCM. Likewise, success factors will be also having a methodology which works basically on agile module, basically agile module. Agile module means agile technology, agile methodology. Like there are various methodology, you can surf in Google, waterfall is there, agile is there. Waterfall means right from top to bottom, like SAP. If you just do configuration in one time, the requirement will come, you will be doing configuration one time and handed it over to the user. But this is not in case of success factors. In the implementation phase only, you will be interacting and involving the user in testing of various bits and pieces of those configuration, which we'll be calling as iteration. So basically, success factor methodologies comprises of four stages, important stages. Sales I have mentioned here because irrespective of other software ERP solutions, you might have purchased based on modules. SAP also HR module, finance module, marketing module, you'll be purchasing separately. But in success factors, irrespective of modules, you have company will be purchasing per user. Per user in sense, suppose you are you are introducing employee central module in the organization. You don't want all modules are not interdependent, but if there are their integration, standard integration may happen, but they are not independent. Interdependent means not, they are independent but not interdependent on each other. You can even you can even purchase only employee central only. You can even purchase only recruitment module only. You can even purchase PM and GM module. You can purchase all the modules, but they are not dependent on each other. But yes, integration may possible, standard integration may possible through HRIS sync basically, which is again in the one time active in provisioning. I will explain you what is provisioning. So for now, the success, if you are purchasing the success factors, any module, suppose I am purchasing for my organization employee central core module of the success factors, then it is not that you have to pay in bulk for the only this module. You have to pay per user. Suppose employee central core, per user one module,
SAP
per user it will
HCM
be 1500.
training.
suppose for example
So
they will
before we proceed, I
they
would
will be
like to
purchasing from
understand about
SAP
all of you. We
company
have a good,
valid license. They will be
you know,
purchasing of,
number here.
this is
People
just
are,
a
it
demo
means,
system
across the
which I am having,
country
but
from
they will
different
be
states
having
and region.
complete full-fledged
So it would be
system.
wonderful
But
if
this
you
is also
just
the replica of the
introduce
full-fledged
about
system
yourself.
which I'll be going to show you,
Okay.
but it is a demo system, but
So
actual license
preceding
system will
this,
be
we will go
provided
with
by
the
them
actual training plan,
with
agenda,
the
and process.
credentials. So
Okay. So who will
if
like to
for
start first?
example there are 100 users and
Guna?
they charge for one module per user
I hope you all have dual
1500,
connection.
so
Okay.
1500 into
Please
100 they
check
have
your
to pay
audio.
in order to purchase the
In case anybody has
module.
any issue,
So
please
little bit
raise your hand
cost,
here.
little bit
Okay.
cost
So Guna,
effective it
please
is, but
start first.
those who can afford they can
Yeah,
afford.
hi,
That's
good
the
evening,
reason
everyone.
major abroad
I'm
companies and major
Gunavati, and I
abroad
have
related
completed
companies, not local
my
companies,
post graduation
international
MBA
MNCs are being
in the year
purchased this because it
2020,
is
and
little bit
I'm
costly as well compared to
currently
other
looking
softwares, but doesn't
for a
matter.
job
But
in
it
SAP
provides you a
HCM.
very user
Like, I want
free
to learn in
user
depth actually.
friendly solutions
Okay.
basically.
Really
You
good
can
to hear.
easily, anybody can learn,
So
but the only
welcome.
thing
Thank
is
you.
you have to
Yeah.
concentrate
Okay.
on the
So
logic
who is
where
next?
exactly you have to go
Would
and
like
what will
to
impact.
introduce
Anybody can learn this. That's the
Snigdha?
reason it is very user friendly, unlike
Yes, sir.
other
Good evening.
software. Other
My
softwares are
name is
also
Evening.
very
Snigdha
interesting, but
Suryakarke.
you need
I
to
am from Odisha,
mug up
and
certain
I've
things,
completed my
technical
MBA in HR
terminologies. Like
Finance,
in
and
SAP you
I'm
may have
also
transaction codes,
learned something
PA30,
better for
PA40, some
my
table
better
names is there
future.
that
So
you have
I
to mug
want to
up basically,
learn
but not
SAP.
in case
Mm.
of success
That's
factors.
all.
So it is very
So
smooth
you
going
have just
process,
completed your MBA
smooth going learning
2022.
process basically. So this
No,
is
sir.
what
I
sales is
completed
per
my MBA
user.
in
Now,
2018, and after that,
preparation,
I
realization,
doing job
validation, and
as
launching
accountant
are the
in
phases
national
of
state
success
company
factors.
limited in
Four
Odisha.
important
After
phases,
that,
only
I
useful when you
doing
are going on
6 months
implementation.
as a junior
Implementation means
HR,
nothing will be
Okay.
and
configured by
due to
default in
complete
the system. There may be
Mm.
pandemic,
certain standard things
yeah,
that will come in
So
default,
due to
but
complete
not
pandemic,
all things. You
I
have to
stopped my career.
understand the
okay.
process of the
Career
After
never
that,
organization. You
stops.
have to implement
last,
by scratch.
Not
So
an issue.
sorry, sir.
it will only be
When I'm
useful
saying
in the
career never
implementation
stops, okay,
process. So
it's only you take a
preparation
break.
means is the
So
phase
let's
where
hold your
exactly
break,
you
not
will
an
be
issue.
discussing with
It's
your
good that
client,
okay, you want to
your
start again
business
with some
partner.
new,
Means
Yes,
change
sir.
with
that will
some
be
new
But
your
sir,
client.
skills.
Suppose
Mm.
I am working for
yes, sir.
KPMG.
But sir,
Mm-hmm.
in this
Suppose
year,
I'm
I registered
in
my
TCS.
career
Right now I'm
again
in
from
TCS and
June,
my
and
client is KPMG. I'm
I'm
implementing the
doing
system
an HR
under the
administration.
KPMG. So KPMG will be
Sorry,
the
HR
client.
admin.
You have to sit
But
with the
Mm.
due to
business
some
partners
company's issues,
and
and I
client,
left the
and you have
job
to understand the
from
process
this
where
December,
exactly
and
if
now I'm
it is a
searching for
HR
job.
solution success factors.
Okay, no
So
issue.
general
Wish you
HR thing
best
you have
of
to
luck
understand
for your
where are
search.
the
Thank you, sir.
Hopefully, you will get
branches
a good
located,
job very
which
soon.
locations are
Thank you,
there.
sir.
And
General
with
in
your
common
training,
English you have
definitely
to
it will
understand,
help you
and you
to
have to
get a
put it
better
into
job
the
without
success factors
within
that
the
will be
SAP or
going to
without
learn in the
SAP. It's
success
not an
factors,
issue
how we can able to
because
configure each
SAP will
things.
help you
But general
to
The
understand the
process where
competencies in the
how many
market.
employees are
yes,
there,
It will
how
help
many
you to
locations are
fulfill with
there,
all
what
the
are the
information
various
that is
categories of
required to
employees, are they
complete the
permanent
interview or
employee,
complete a job. Okay.
temporary employee,
yes, sir.
or
So SAP
third party employee,
HCM or
what
SAP
are
is
the
not only
various
for
types
your
of employees,
technology
all
or
these are being
training
useful in the, all these are being
module.
implemented in success
It is
factors
something more
especially.
than that.
So all this
Yeah.
It will
process,
groom
business
you
process, which
like
we also
baby
call as
start from
business blueprint,
scrolling to till
you have to
taking the
maintain that
steps.
blueprint,
Same way we
and
we have planned
you
this course in such a
document
manner.
it,
It will fulfill
documentation
with all
basically,
this
regarding the process of the
aspects, whether your
organization, which is very
communication skills,
confidential,
your
you don't have
technical
to
skills, your
discuss it with
analytical skills,
outside
your HR
resource.
skills, your
So
business
you have to
skills,
keep it
your
with
management
yourself.
skills, your
That
professional
will
skills,
come
your
under
etiquette, submission
preparation
behavior,
phase.
and many
So
things
ultimately,
which you have
after
might be done in your MBA.
certain
Okay.
discussing about the
So
external factors,
practically
there
we
are
will do
certain
this, discuss
limitations.
it,
You may
we will
have
plan
to
it, we will
make the
I
client
mean
understand the,
do
instead
this
of
in
this
such a manner
alternative
that
you
you
can
will
do
be
this,
realize
because
that okay, now I'm
everything
very much
100%
competent
will not
and I can crack any interview.
fit
Okay,
into
any
this
kind of a
any
yes,
job
software
within
whichever
HR
you
or
are
outside
working it.
HR.
If you have any
Good.
yes,
knowledge of any software,
So yeah,
there are
Manasa,
certain
hi.
limitations of the software, that for that you have to understand,
Hello,
you have
sir.
to
Good
Hello, how are
understand
evening.
the
you?
basic
Okay,
configurations
good
of the
evening.
software, how it
So
works basically.
let's
Based
Yeah,
on
sir.
talk
I'm
that,
about
fine. Thank
you
you.
can make client understand, these
Yeah,
are the
sure.
external
I
factors, these
am
are the
Manasa. I'm from Hyderabad.
limitations.
I,
So
I've
that will come
completed my
under
MBA in
preparation
Finance
phase.
and
It may go
HR
1 week or
in
2 week or
2012.
depend on the time.
And
After
after
the
that, I have
preparation
worked
phase,
as a process analyst
immediately you
in
can't
Fidelity
configure
National
the system,
Financial.
right? After the
And
preparation phase,
I
then
left that
you'll be
job for
having
my marriage. And
realization.
after marriage, I worked
Realization
as
phase,
an
this is
assistant
actually the
professor
implementation phase.
for
As I
MBA
told you
students
before,
and
unlike
engineering students.
other softwares like
After that,
SAP,
recently, yeah.
Oracle, or any other
good.
software,
So
what will
yes, I'm
happen,
not asking
client,
why
you will
SAP,
be
why you are looking for SAP.
preparing the
Obviously,
blueprint, but you will be
yes, some
Yeah,
configuring
change
okay.
is
from
required
start to
sometime
end, and then you
Yes,
will
for
be
the
for my
betterment.
career growth.
Yes, for career
sending
growth.
it to the
Correct.
client for testing.
Good.
If they are getting
So
various
we have the
errors,
one
then
more
again you will be
candidate left,
reworking on that.
Kashimen.
That is what
So how
the
can
waterfall
yeah?
Hi, sir.
methodology.
Good evening.
Agile is
Hi Kashi.
something you
Good
have
evening.
to
Yeah, hi, all. Good
bring
evening.
the client in the
I'm Vinay
implementation phase only.
and
Okay, you are
In
Vinay.
phases of
Okay.
I'm
iterations
from
means bits
Bangalore
and pieces.
and
One part is
I've
configured, then
So
completed my
you
Vinay,
will be
basically which part of
you are
India you are?
configuring your
Hyderabad or Telangana or
complete system,
no,
you are
sir,
dividing
Bangalore,
into three
Karnataka.
parts. One part is
or
configured,
maybe
and
Pune
then
or Mumbai?
you will
Sorry, I'm
involve
just
that
guessing.
client
No,
in the
Bangalore,
testing of that
Karnataka.
particular
Okay,
part which you
Bangalore.
have
Which part?
configured. If it is
In which
okay, then
city?
you will be
So
proceeding for the
I'm
next
placed
part.
in
Okay, like that.
a place
This
called Richmond
iteration
Software.
means you are
Okay.
involving the client
Yeah.
basically in the phases of
Great, great,
iteration,
great.
and then if anything went wrong,
And
again you will be rectifying in that
coming to my
phase
education,
only,
I've
in
completed my
realization
MBA
phase only.
in
That is the way. That is the only difference in
2011,
success factors. You are
and
involving the client in the
after that, I started to
implementation
work
phase
with
itself, and
some
after this everything
consultancy
is done, the next
where I
phase is
used to prepare
validation phase.
recruitment data,
Here
and
complete
later on I
end-to-end
moved
testing will be
to
done,
another
not bits
company
and
called
pieces. Here one part
I
is
Source,
completed,
where
you will
I'm
be
currently associated.
one phase is
Okay.
completed, you will
So
be involving client for the
here
testing,
I'm
and
taking
then
care
you will
most
be
of
moving for the second
HR
phase. But
operations
here
and
complete
Hmm.
end-to-end testing,
little on the compliance part.
probability of
Okay.
issue
Good.
will be very
So I
less,
thought
because
to switch to
maximum
SAP
should have
where I can
resolved
enhance
here
my
only.
skills
You
and
may face
also
no
gain more
issue here
knowledge.
as well if you are
So of
lucky
Correct,
enough.
course,
correct.
I'm
If there are
looking
issue,
better
then
inputs from your end.
little bit
So since I'm
slightly issues which may not be
completely
concentrated in this
scratched on
phase, or
this
somewhere some other
Yes,
platform
issue,
actually.
very
absolutely.
slight issues may
Anybody,
arrive, but
even
not that much
this
big
you,
issues
this is a rule of
which
the
they will
nature.
be
No, you
facing.
start
So
from scratch
our time
and
is
you
being
end till the
saved,
time
because
you
what
complete
happens
it,
is if
right?
we
So that's
Yeah,
completely
right. Yeah.
okay.
configure the
So
system
great, great. We
without
have brought
involving the
great people
client, and
audience
then
here.
client comes with
So
various
I'm
issues,
sorry
then
if I
again
have not taken a name of
reconfiguring again, there
anybody's.
is a lot of time consuming
So
process and
anybody's
everything.
left?
So just
Would you
to save
please
time,
introduce
we
about
are
yourself?
involving client over here in the realization
I think
phase, and then
we are done
validation
with
phase is
Guna.
nothing but again end-to-end
I
testing
think
of
we are
the
done, right?
complete software,
We are done with
basically
yes, sir.
what is being
we are done
implemented,
with
and then
Vinay,
user training
Manasa.
will
We
be
are
done
also
in the
done.
validation phase.
Okay,
And
so I
user
can see
training,
Nanny.
without that nobody will
Nanny
move the
Chel
software to go
Hassan.
live. Users should understand
So
how to hire
are
the
you part of
employee,
admin
how
or
to
like
terminate the employee, how to run an action. That those are users should understand. So this will be done in the validation phase. Again, in the
Okay, guys. So
launching
if you are not
phase is the
comfortable
last phase
introduction
where
with anyone,
you
okay,
can
let me introduce
say
about
that the
myself.
project will be go live.
Like you, I
Then
was
the
also
project
an
will be moved
aspirant
to the live system.
some
So this
12
is
or
what
10 years
the
back before.
actual go live
I
where
was
you'll
also
be
thinking about, I'm a technocrat as well, I'm an
users are
engineer.
not testing.
So
Users
obviously, I
are
was basically
lively
previously I was a Java developer.
by
I was
live
first worked with
using
the
the
Java, then I moved to the
system
SAP.
basically,
And this
hiring
SAP
the
is, guys,
employee,
if
which
you
is the
ask me,
live.
what
That's
is
the
SAP
reason you'll
basically?
be calling
So
it as go live.
this
Okay,
like a
these
globe,
are the four
like
phases
in
of
globe we have everything. Same way
implementation.
in
Generally,
technology,
implementation will
SAP
be
is
done by the
everything.
senior
Okay,
consultant who have
I can see few of the
three
candidates are
or more
like
than 3 years of experience.
joining off
Initially,
on
you will
off
be
on
getting support
happening.
projects. Like if any
Please
issue arises,
ensure that
you
your
have to
network is
rectify those
properly
issues in
working.
the
But
system.
if you,
Okay,
because in between, if
got
you
it?
miss
Any
something, I
doubts till
won't be
here?
able to repeat it again. Okay,
No, it's
so
clear.
it's very easy. You can join from your
So
cell phone as
now,
well. It's very minimum bandwidth is required. Even
success
4 GB is
factors
also
are having is
sufficient to
having
connect
two
this
systems:
meeting link,
instance
right,
and
guys?
provisioning.
And
Instance
good
is
thing is that
providing
India, like
for
other
the
developed
students who will be
countries, we
learning.
have
Means in real time also
started
instance will be
5G
provided
services,
only,
right?
but provisioning is only
So in
provided
technology,
at
we
the
are
time of
booming. Yeah,
you join the
we are
organization
competing
in the
to
real
this
time.
developed
It
countries.
will not be
In
provided for
economy, we are
testing or
fifth
any
number, right?
practice, because
And this
provisioning
all
is the
happening
one time
because we
activity,
all
one
Indians
time
people
usage.
are
The
leveraging this
configuration will be
IT
done in the
technology, correct?
instance only.
Either a
Don't get
telecom,
confused
either a
that this is the
IT.
back end and this is the
If you
front end,
like, if
or
you
vice
understand, you
versa.
can acknowledge
The
me. If you have any
configuration
doubt, you can
back
ask
end
me.
and front end is
So
this only.
likewise, we have a
Instance
many sectors,
configuration will
right?
done in instance only. But
So
why
in all the
provisioning will be
sectors,
using?
IT is the
Suppose you
specific
have
one,
purchased any
which
module,
is
Employee Central,
like
PMGM,
help us,
etc. The
like
activating the
this provide the
switches.
energy
Switches
to
in
the
sense
economy, right?
you have
Hmm?
purchased, but how
Hope
to
you understand
activate, to
statistics
how
and
in
economics,
instance you can able to
business,
see to configure
right?
anything. You
So
have
as
to
in a finance
activate.
perspective, we
One
also
handbook
have
will
to
be
just discuss
provided
some
to
of
you.
the
Based on that
perspectives.
handbook, you have to
But yes,
activate
SAP
the
has
tools
given a
which
definitely
are
a chance to
relevant to
this
that
IT
module.
to
This is here is
do
the
the things in a
sample
very fullest.
screenshot
Okay,
of provisioning,
and
just for
as
your
like as we have
reference.
so many technologies
As you
available,
can
guys,
see in
right?
the when you log
So
into the
might be you are
provisioning,
aware
the
of data
homepage
science,
itself,
machine
if you
learning, artificial
scroll down, there are
intelligence,
certain, it will not
right?
like
Cloud
Employee
computing,
Central
some agent
heading
web services,
or PMGM
correct?
heading. No,
How many
you
of you
have
heard
to
about the data science,
one
machine
handbook
learning,
will be
robotic
provided to
process,
you, like
process
workflow is
automation,
relevant to, is a
automation?
tool which
You
is
have
which comes
you all
under
okay?
Employee
Good.
Central.
This is a good way to
360
communicate. Actually,
multi-rater
you
is
can
a
raise your
tool
hand if you
which
heard
comes
about this.
under
Okay.
PMGM. So
So yes,
likewise, you have
guys.
to activate what
Likewise, we
modules we have
using the
purchased.
processors like
Only those
i5,
modules only
i7,
we have to
i10,
activate
i11,
in the provisioning.
12th
Apart of that,
generation.
you can
Same
activate
way in
any
technology,
language
also
packs.
we are adding,
Basically, if
add
your
on continuously. We are
success
adding.
factors is an
So additions
international
is happening. So earlier you
solutions,
might be
right?
not heard the
You may use
automations,
for
but now
various
machine
countries. So
learning,
based on that, various
robotic process
countries you
automations,
can activate
automations,
their languages:
data
Indonesia,
science, right?
Malaysia, USA,
Then we
anything.
have the mobile
English.
technology.
English is
We
by
have the
default
Android
English debug.
apps,
But apart of
iOS.
that, any
We have a
other
banking
languages you
application.
want
We
to
have the
activate,
security
there are
application. We have the
users from
infrastructure
other
networking.
languages, as
We have
it is used by many
you
time
know
in the international
like
clients. So you have to activate the
as like
languages.
industrial
So then
technology,
it will
we have
be
the
visible in
ERPs, and
instance
in
once you
ERP
are
we have the
activating
SAP,
those
Oracle,
languages. So this is how you have
Workday,
to
success
activate
factor.
one time
Might you
job, but
all have
at
heard
the
about
time
these
of
terms, right?
implementation only you have
Correct?
to activate.
Yeah.
And then
Yes, you
there
heard me
will
now.
be various roles.
Okay. So
You may
Smita, what
be
about you?
given
Heard
the
about
super
these
admin
things?
role, which is nothing but
Okay. Manasa, Vinay.
initially master access should be
ठीक है
given
तो
to
हम लोग ये
any
सब
one
बातें करेंगे.
person,
Okay,
any
we will
one
discuss on
consultant
these things.
who
But
may
thing is
be
that, guys,
authorized for everything.
देखो, you are
Master
working as a
access,
part
super
of
admin.
HR, you are working as a
So
part of finance,
initially
you are
in
working as a
instance
part
you
of
can't
IT
able to log in.
administration,
You have to create, because
accounting,
nobody is there in
whatever
instance,
you
because you are the
work.
first
Okay, you are
one who
working
will
for a
be logging into
particular
the
company, you
instance.
are working for a
So
business.
initial
Okay, you
login
agree with
as a
me?
super
You are
admin,
working for a
you
business.
have
Let's
to
say we all are
log in
working for
through
some
provisioning.
companies.
So
Some is working for
this
TCS, some is
you
working
have
for
to create
Infosys,
mention the
some is working for
username, password,
Sonata, some
first
is
name,
working
last
for
name,
LG,
and
some is
then you have
working
to
for
create
Bosch,
the
some is
admin
working
by
for
mentioning the
Dabur,
email ID.
right?
You have to mention
Some is
your
working for
official email
Big
ID and you
Bazaar,
have
some
to
is
create
working for
admin. It
Pantaloons, some
will
is
come
working
with
for
the
H&M.
initial credentials.
Correct.
Then you have to change the
So it
credentials.
means
So
we all
this
are
is
working for
the
some
thing
business,
which
right?
provisioning will be
In
used.
this business world,
Okay.
this corporate
So
world,
after
everyone sees themselves as
creating
a
the
entrepreneur,
credentials,
right?
then will be
So we have a IT. If you
coming
see, we
over
have the
here.
biggest
I
IT
will just
entrepreneurs or technocrats or
log in
like
the
IT
mention the
giant
system
companies
again.
like
So
Tata
once the
Ratan, Reliance,
credential is
Dhirubhai
come,
Ambani,
then you'll be having
then
you'll
your
be
Mittals, and
getting
then
this
your
system
what else?
pop up. Like
Ajim Premji,
not
right, and
exactly
Shivnagar. How
not
many
directly
know
this
Ajim
username
Premji?
password, because
Is a part of which?
these are data centers. One data centers
which
like
company
demo
he's leading?
8, demo
Can you
9,
guess?
based on region wise, one data
Wipro.
center may be
Good.
provided to
Wipro.
various vendors,
Wipro.
multiple vendors,
Okay,
not only
Snigdha,
one
what do you
vendor.
say?
What makes
Any
it
option you have?
differentiate is this company
And
ID. Each
Manasa,
company has their
Wipro,
unique ID where the
that's true.
master
SF,
data
it's Wipro.
configuration are
It's
very
It's Wipro.
confidential. It should
correct.
not be leaked.
So
So for
Ajin,
that
Premji, and
purpose,
what about the
to
Ratan,
protect all
Tata
those
Ratan?
configuration, and it's the cloud-based solutions. SAP has
Tata
provided
Groups,
these
TCS.
separate company
Correct.
IDs, unique
TCS,
IDs.
Vinay.
Yes, yes,
Means
sir.
if
TCS,
this is
correct,
for
correct, correct.
TCS or
TCS.
Yash,
Same way we have
TCS, Yash
Srinagar.
will not have the same
That's same
ID. They
foundation.
may have the different ID.
Okay.
This is only
And
activated
same
from
way
the
we have the
provisioning,
Mahindra, Tech
basically, what I
Mahindra.
told you. Once
Hmm?
you activate the modules,
Correct.
the
Same
same
way we
ID,
have.
what ID is there for the provisioning,
I will tell you the name
only
of that company. You have to
for
guess who is
provisioning
the
the ID will be provided.
founder
The
or owner
same
of that
ID will
company.
be
So the
reflecting over
company name
here.
is Alphabet.
Initially, when you
Hmm?
get the link,
Please don't do
it
Google.
will not show you like this.
So
It
tell
will
me who
show
is the
you
owner or who is
like
the
this.
founder of that. Founder of
Once
that
you
company,
click on the
Alphabet.
URL, it
Please
will
don't
come
do,
here.
okay? Because
It
I'm
will
not
ask
saying
you the
whether you're
company
doing
ID.
Google or not.
Then
But
you
okay,
have to
let's play
initial
like a
login. I'm
game.
talking about. You have to
So
just mention
Alphabet.
the
How many
company
of you heard
ID
about this?
and
And if you
then
know, tell me the
click
owner
it.
of the
Then
company
it will
name.
open in this way,
Alphabet.
and then directly you can log in.
Okay, I can give you a guess.
This is how the
We never start even our day
SuccessFactors
without that.
systems looks like. This is the
Hmm?
admin center.
So much
Admin center is
rooted
nothing
in our
but
technology.
where you will be configuring
We
the
cannot
where
start
you
our
will be
day
finding
without
the
it. Even
tools,
we don't get a
basically.
map without that.
Tools, you are seeing the
Google.
tools, right?
Google.
So whatever the modules you are responsible
Others.
of, you have to identify whatever the tools you have
So
activated
if
in
you
the
have to
It's a
find
provisioning,
Monday.
you can able to find here. For
They
example,
Google
for end users,
something.
you'll be
so
having
if you have to find a
add new
location, where
employee
you
in
go?
the over here, update user
Map.
information.
Google Map.
For employee central,
Yes, sir.
if suppose I
Yeah.
Google
want
Map.
to
Yeah.
So
configure the
Alphabet is a
MDF for
company
corporate
and
data model, I'll
Google is
explain
an
you what
entity
is
of the
MDF.
Alphabet. Okay.
I'll be going
And
here
Sundar
under
Pichai.
maximum
Okay, he owns this
configuration will be
Alphabet.
there
You
under
know the Sundar
company
Pichai?
settings.
Where he belongs from?
Other things you can understand by
He is
here,
a
Yeah.
US
360
citizen,
India.
but
reviews
his core is India,
here.
right?
So
India.
Yes.
you
Sir.
may be wondering
Same
ki,
way,
oh,
Microsoft,
I have to
Satya
search
Nadella, how
from
many of you know?
here,
Yes,
so
sir.
much time it will
Right?
consume,
Again, his
but
core,
not
he is
like
an
that.
US
Either you
citizen,
can
but core
make
is India.
whatever
Correct.
the actions you
So
have to
likewise, these all the
go
companies,
through, you
IT,
can
big
either
Fortune
make it
500.
as a
You see my
favorite,
screen, let me
or
show you.
else
So all these
you can
big IT giant
just
company or
type
IT,
here, search for
companies.
that action.
You know,
For
if you see the
example, I'll be
owner and
hiring
CEO
new
as
employee,
Indians, okay.
action name,
So
you know the
same
name,
way,
add
we
new
have a
employee,
company
add
in ERP.
new
That is a part of IT company.
employee,
You see,
just
I
for
mentioned here,
example.
right? IT
So
giant
you can able
companies.
to find this over
Hmm?
here.
We call
Here
it as
you
IT
can
Fortune
search
500 companies,
tools,
or we call it as a CMI level
actions,
5
as well
companies.
as
Okay,
people means, suppose I
top
am typing
big
John,
size company, small size company, mid
you'll
size
be
company. You
getting
all
the
can see
name
my
with the
screen,
John.
correct?
It is very user friendly. Either you can
Yes, sir.
Yes.
mention
Yes,
here,
yes.
either you
So
can surf it,
guys,
or
in this
if
it's
you are in the
corporate
middle of
world. We
something,
have a
suppose I am
categories of
just
companies.
viewing
So
this
you
org
are
chart, this
working for
all
some
will be
company
covering
that
in
may
this
be
our
come under
success
this
factors topic.
category.
Org
Either a
charts,
big
what
size
are the
company
position
who
org
has a
charts,
capacity
complete
of
structure
10,000 employees,
overview, all these things
small
are
size
our
company
topics in the
capacity of
success
5,000
factors.
to
But
10,000 employees,
if you are in the
and
middle
the
of it,
mid
then you
size,
have to go in the
sorry, small size
configuration
and the
on
mid size,
anything.
or
Suppose configure
nuclear
object
company. What about the
definition is
nuclear
one,
companies?
action name, I'll be just typing
Hmm?
configure. I want to
How
configure
many of you
home
heard about
page.
the nuclear
I'm
size
just
companies or
mentioning
nuclear
home page.
companies?
But whatever
No,
you are
no
typing
one.
here, the drop down
I think it's
only
family
shows
business.
those
No,
actions
not
which you
family
are
business. No.
authorized to,
It's a
RBP,
small,
which
very,
is
very small.
once you
Nuclear
are
means,
logged in, one
nucleus
initial access is created
kind
to
of a
Small.
nuclear
provisioning.
Means
company.
Once you are
yeah,
logged in as
nuclear
a
family,
master
small
admin,
family.
you can give
Correct.
anybody
So like
access.
this
You can
ZebLearn
give
is a, you know
RBPs
the
and give
ZebLearn, right?
access in instance only, no need of provisioning.
The institution
But
from which we are got
whatever the
registered,
drop down you
that is
are
your
seeing
ZebLearn, okay?
tools,
So
basically
this is a nuclear company.
this
Look
will
at,
be only
this is a
possible
registered company,
if you are
okay, under the
having the
Ministry of Corporate
authorization
Affairs,
of that
and
respective
this is your institution which,
page, or
which will
authorization to the
register you, which
respective
will give you
tool.
the training
So this is
certification,
the
okay?
one way of
So
searching
this
the
is a
tool.
nuclear company,
And
small size
another way
company.
is
You can
like
see,
in the admin center I have shown.
okay? So
Directly
they
in the
have
Yes,
tools
some
you
sir.
can search over
capacity
here,
of maybe
but here
lesser
you
than
can
100
not search with
employees.
employee name.
So they
You
comes
can
under
only
mid-size,
search with
then
the
after medium.
configuration
So
tool
your
which you
nuclear
have to
company.
configure,
So it is a
basically.
registered
Like
company.
configure, I
Okay,
want
first
to
thing is.
make
So
certain
what is the
logics.
relevance and
Business
advantage of
rules
a
are
company
nothing
who is
but
registered
part of employee central
under the
only,
government?
which
What is the advantage of
makes
that?
the logic, like based on one for example, propagation rule is there.
Anybody tell me?
End user will be selecting one field
What is
in
the
the
advantage
drop
if
down or
your company is
anything.
registered
Based
under
on one
Ministry
field,
of
other
Corporate
field will
Affairs
get
or under the
automatically
government rules?
updated. So that logics also
No idea.
we will be covering how to write it in the business rules.
Take
So
your time, guys. But
various
I
user
need
friendly,
at
not
least
no technical
least-
Some
terminologies at all.
taxation
Like
relations.
nowhere you can you are seeing the technical thing.
Okay.
And
So,
another thing in
so
success
guarantee
factors
of
is
your
like,
employment
if you want
is
to
noted
go
in your
into
pen pad or
another
diary anywhere.
person's account
Guarantee of your
without
employment. Okay.
disturbing their, without
How?
asking their
If
credentials.
that company is
Suppose you are an
registered,
admin
means your
and
employment is
some
guaranteed.
user raises
Your
certain concerns that
certification
I
is
am not
valid. Your
authorized to
experience
this,
letter is valid. Your
this
training
field is
letter
not
is valid.
applicable,
Okay.
not visible for
And
me,
that is valid
I can't able to hire
in
any
India only.
employee. So to test it on the behalf of the user, there is a
That is
functionality
No,
valid
which
in
is
outside
only
India too.
applicable for
exactly
super
globally.
admins,
So
proxy
if
now
this
consultants like
company is
us. Proxy now, if
authorized
you just
by the Ministry
click
of
this
Corporate
proxy
Affairs,
now,
they are the registered
you
under
can
this company rules.
go
It
into
means
any
your
user
letter, your
account. Now see the
training
difference.
certificate and
Basically,
the
I'll be going, one
experience
username
letter
is
all would
Rayford.
be
I'll be going into this
authorized. Okay.
account.
Got it?
So
So let's
once
say
I go
tomorrow
into
somebody
this
going
account,
Australia,
system will
Canada, and
forget
they're
that I am
showing
a
that I have
super
worked,
admin.
I
Means
got trained from
system
this
will only
institutions or
show
this
those things
company.
which are authorized to
They
these
will,
users. Now if I go to the admin
accept it.
center of this user,
Okay.
you
They
can
will accept
totally
it.
see
This is
nothing,
advantage.
because
Guarantee
they
of your
don't have
employment
authorization. These
only
all are
because your
controlled through
company is registered
RBPs.
under
If
the
you
company
see,
norms.
there are very
That is the
limited tools
first
which
pillar
are
of first
only accessed,
basic rule of
which are
HR.
only
If you
given
are
to
a
the
part of
users.
HR process, you have
See,
to
there
understand
are
and you
only
have to
very
tell to
related to
others
company settings,
that
only
always
hardly
work
this.
for the
No
registered
configuration
company,
at
always
all,
work
no
for
configuration
authenticated authorized
thing
companies.
is
Got it?
given for this user.
Hmm?
So
Even you
this is
pay a
the
Yes, sir.
single rupees
advantage
to any
basically through
institution or the
RBPs,
company, check
role-based
their
permissions, which
authenticity,
is another
that is
topic
authorized
in
or
our
not.
success factors,
Okay,
which is
because if
applicable
you are
to
aware,
all
then only
modules,
you
not
can guide to your
only
candidates or your
individual or
resource that
single
okay,
module, which is
always go with the
applicable to
genuine things.
all
Correct?
modules. That is the
Hmm?
backbone of the success
Then only your
factors. Now if I
investment
see,
will help you in
if I
grow,
go to,
and you will feel that
as
okay,
I
I have
told
done some
before,
right
manage
investment at
homepage,
the right place in the right
whether
time.
this person
Got
can
it,
able to
guys?
see the
Hmm?
homepage. No,
That is
there
the
were no
reason
result.
that
Why?
when
Because
we
that
associated or link with
configuration
any
tool,
company that is registered under
the tool
government,
is not
we
accessed,
are
not authorized for this
getting
user.
kind of
In
a
RBP's role based
guarantee of the
permission, the
employment.
role is not
Even that's
given to the
okay. That's
users.
your wish, maybe.
Okay,
You heard about that
so
there's
the
some
role is
layoff
not
and
given to the
kind of a
users. Now
recession
see
is
the
going in
difference.
IT,
If I
right?
become self,
Many of the companies has layoff. Their projects got laid off, like Amazon's or even some Google's
so if
and
I
some other
become
IT companies
self,
also, right?
now
So
if I go
job
to,
guarantee is not that they
if
will
I
not,
just type homepage
uh,
configuration,
ask you to go.
homepage is
They will
this.
definitely ask you
What you
that
can
okay,
able
go
to see, if I
change,
go to
look some other
homepage
job. We have
configuration, see, it is
no
showing
project
me
is
the
left.
pop-up
They
homepage.
do the
That is the
benchmarking,
that is the
downsizing.
power
They
of
reduce the
RBPs.
employee
It is
staffs,
very
right? You heard about these words:
user friendly,
downsizing,
and you can see
benchmarking,
the homepage is basically used
employee
for all
reductions.
this
You heard
configuration
about these
about the
guys,
homepage also
these
will be
words?
covering
Yes,
in
sir.
It's a
success
very common
factors.
in IT words. It's very
It
common
is
in the
basically
corporate words.
used
Because
what is
let's say
going
guys,
on
you're
in the
running your own
organization,
company, and
what is the
in the
quick
next year,
actions.
if you
If you
feel
want to
that your
apply
revenue
leave, time
automatically
off,
reduced to the
etc., you can
50%,
directly do
reduced,
it from the
not
homepage,
increased.
and it will
So
remind
how
you
will
what you have to
sustain your
do
business?
it for a day.
How you
Suppose
will,
I
what
have
kind of
raised
the
any performance
strategies or
form for this
planning you will do
employee, it will show
to
over
maintain
here.
your
Mostly we'll do
See, you
cost
are, it
cutting.
is being,
correct?
it
Is
is
it so,
due on
guys?
so and so date,
So
you have
cost
to
cutting in
complete it.
terms of
If any
which,
approvals is there,
how
suppose
you
I am
will
a
do this? How
manager
will apply
or
the cost
anybody
cutting?
is manager, under that user ID, under
Firstly,
that
it will
account,
affect
it will
I
show
think
over
it's
here.
most of the
The
employees at the
approval is
Employees,
company
pending.
correct. So
So
only.
that
this
we
is the
call
homepage.
downsizing,
This
right?
separate configuration
Okay,
is
guys,
there for the
everybody,
homepage.
please
That
write
will
it
be
again. What is
covering in the
downsizing? Cost
Employee
cutting
Central,
in the employee, in the resource
Employee
cost
Central
cutting.
Success
Okay.
Factors class basically
Huh? And
overall.
also tea
So,
cutting. Huh?
any
Somebody is
doubts till
taking a
now
full cup
or
of tea,
any
now it will
confusion?
take half cup of tea only. That is again a resource cutting, right? So
No,
you will
everything
reduce
is
your
fine.
utilization. It's not joke,
Great.
but true.
So this
Okay.
is our
If let's
content
say in your
basically,
company you are
which will be
taking a
covering.
30 coffee in a
Uh,
month, so what they
so
will, your
basically, it's
boss will ask,
divided
hey,
into
don't take
three
full
sections.
cup
Intro
of
to
tea in a day.
mastery.
Only take
Intro to
half cup
mastery
of
is
tea in a day, right?
basically not specific
Because
to any module and not
what is the
specific
reason?
to anything.
Cost
It is
cutting, no?
like theme, how to set up the theme.
Are
You
you
can change
understanding
the
me?
colors,
So
whatever
Yes,
you
sir.
are
cost
seeing
cutting
over
in terms
here.
of
You
resource,
can
then
change
only
the
your
colors
business, your
of this
CEO, your
tiles,
manager
whatever
will be
it's
able to
there.
maintain the business
You,
for
if you
next
want to
another
go,
year.
this is my
And what they
profile.
will
If I
ask,
go to
keep
my
growing,
file,
keep
I
hard
can
work,
able to see
so that next
my
year you will
information
turn up the
details,
figures in
whatever I'm
some
going
double
to
digits,
cover.
and
All
you
this
will make
configuration,
some
portlet
profit,
wise
right?
configuration, if I
Because
want
the
to
small
add any
corporate is
fields,
only about the
basically
profit.
this
If you
comes
have a
under
business
succession
and if
data
you are
model.
not turned up
All
some
this will be
profit,
covering.
then what is the use of
Employee
doing the business,
central
right?
success factors data
Correct?
model
So
specifically
IT or
divided
corporate,
into
they have a
succession
simple
data model
funda,
and
very
corporate
clear.
data model.
If
Corporate data model means
another fiscal year or
entity
financial
structure.
year, you
Employee is
cannot see
not
the
being
growth or any plus
affected
sign,
with that.
any
You are just
incremental, then it
enterprise
means
structure you are
we are
creating,
out of the
job pay and
market.
org
We are not
structure,
competing,
backend.
right?
That is corporate
So what
data
will
model.
happen then?
Succession data model is
Downsizing will
nothing but
happen, incremental will happen, company
employee
will go
related
become smaller
specific
and smaller, and
fields or
sometime it will
portlet
become
wise,
very small, right?
which will be
Hmm?
configured
Right.
in
So
the
earlier they were used
success
to
factors.
work in
These all
one
things,
second guys,
if any
give me a
other
second.
thing, any custom objects is to be added over here which is specific to employee, you can able to configure it in configure object in manage business configuration. That is succession data model. So all this comprises of corporate data model, succession data model. Succession data model has again country specific succession data model. For example, address is there. Address is not specific to some employee may be from USA, some employee may be from India, some employee may be from Malaysia. So it comes under, just for example, country specific address for the employee. Country specific corporate data model means suppose root or unit is there, which will be calling it as legal entity over here. Don't go with the name. There are standard four objects. Legal entity, I have noted down over here. Legal entity, business unit, department,
Okay,
division
so
and
yeah, I'm back.
department. These are
So
the
guys,
standard
are
objects which
you
are by
hope
default
you
provided
are
by success
understanding
factors.
something? Maybe
If
I
you
have not
want, you
given
can
you
change the
that
text.
much of
Legal
details,
entity
but
can
now
be
you
named it
understood.
as root or
Even
unit,
though you work
sub or
anywhere, but
unit,
please try to
division
understand the basic
or
fundamentals of the HR
departments,
process,
like that.
because it's the
Subdivision
HR
also
who
you
tell
can
the
make
resource of
it
the
name.
people,
Name you can change it. That
how
will
to
be covering
plan,
in
how
our
to go
class.
anywhere, and how
But
to do the
standard
job, or how
objects
to
are
do the
four.
business. Okay.
Standard layers
So
are
yeah,
basically,
Manasa, you
these are
got
the
it right.
layers,
So
foundations of
there
the
are some
organization.
fundaments, or
Layers are four.
some pillar, or
If you
some
want any
basics rules for any
custom layer
business,
like
even for a
sub
study or
department,
for
then you
job
have to
or for a career.
create
Also, you
custom
have to set
MDF
up some
object.
rules
These
for
all will be
yourself. Correct.
calling it as
So
metadata
which rule you
framework.
have to apply, which rule
MDF
you don't
object,
have to
which is
apply.
the
You have to
foundation
be
of
very
the
strict on that.
org
You
structure.
have to come with the
Legal
plannings, and
entity,
all the time
business
in a
unit,
study or a
division and
business, your
department.
plan would
All
be
these
in a
things will be
place,
covering.
right?
Basically, all
That
is
is the reason
compromised
I have
comprised of
prepared this thing. You must
corporate
see.
data model, org
I have
structure,
prepared
job structure,
a
and pay
separate training
structure. That will be
planner.
covering
Okay,
in
I
depth
don't think so
in
that I
our
have shared it yet with
class.
anybody's,
So then
but yes, we
employee
have a
profile,
plan for
what are
this
the
training. We call
basically
it as a
basic
separate
details
training
of the
planner. Okay,
employee, not
so here is the
specific to
trainer
any
and he is the
module or
trainee,
employee
correct?
central. This
And
is
we have a
basically
roadmap,
related to
because any
employee
project in
related
the
basic
IT
information.
becomes
Basically for
failure if
integration,
you don't
if
have
you
the
are
plan
raising
and the
any
roadmap,
PMGM
correct? You agree
form,
with me?
and if you are raising any
Hmm? So
basic
for us, our
form
training is a
for
project,
the
correct?
employee, from where the details will
Correct.
be
Yes.
taken, synced.
And
Yes, yes.
who is
Standard
conducting
integration,
this
it is
training? On which
taken
behalf
from
we are doing this
EP,
training? For
not
this
from employee
institute,
central.
correct?
Don't think that it is
है
getting
ना?
integrated from employee
And
central.
this institute is
It
your
is
registered
getting
institute with the
integrated from
government
EP. So
again,
all this
correct?
configuration will be covering in our
Yes.
class.
So
And then
एक तो
Yes.
डर तो वैसे ही
core
खत्म की okay
employee
we are
central
doing
core
a
configuration, as I
genuine
told you,
course,
main
genuine work
important
with a
is
genuine training,
succession
correct?
data
है ना?
models over here,
So many of
business
my students are now
workflows,
using the
business
certification.
rules,
They are outside
event
in
event
India,
reason means
somebody is
action
trying to
action
enter
reason, core
Australia,
HR
somebody is trying
operations,
within India.
right from HR
They're very
hire till the
happy that
HR
okay, whatever we have
leave
learned
the
so far, na sir,
organization, global
we are using it
assignments. If
in
the
either in SAP
employees
job or in a current job
host
also.
country,
Okay,
from if the employee
so
move from home
your
country to host country,
your
and
fundamental
there
should
is
be must be
multiple
very clear that
multiple
what you are
employment
going to do here.
opportunity for
Okay,
the employees in the
you are
single
registered all
organization,
for your
all those
training, very professional
configuration
training,
will
that
be
is SAP
covering
HCM,
over here.
and you have a roadmap,
And then
clear
at last
picture
we'll be
roadmap,
covering
correct?
at the
The trainer will conduct your
reports,
training for
ad
you,
hoc
and you
reports,
are as
graphical
in a
reports,
trainee,
view reports, what is the
very
graphical view,
reputed, I
and
mean very
all
decent or very good trainees.
everything is there in the
Maybe
success
if you are not,
factors.
you have
You
to
don't
become
need
a
to
good
even go
trainee.
to the Excel for the
And
diagram
trainer,
also. You have to
you have
just
to
mention
understand
the
that how
data,
he is
maintain
teaching
the
training,
data,
right?
and then
So this
automatically
roadmap
the
we
graph
are,
will be pop. You have to select the pie
we are
chart
going,
or
we are just
any bar chart.
starting with the roadmap.
Inbuilt
So work streams, out
inbuilt
stream,
it is there
activity,
in the
task, and
success factor.
subtask.
No
How many
need to
items total?
in many
5 items, right?
organization, in many other
So
software, you
we
may have
have
to
the roadmap about
extract
the training, and work
the
stream is the
reports, and
first
then you have
item.
to
If you see this
work it
down,
on. You
work
have to
stream.
work on it half
So
an
work
hour or
stream is
1 hour
basically nothing
to
but your
make it a
agenda, what
graphical
you are going to do.
presentation or
So you are
something
going
like
to
that.
do
But
SAP SM
it is
training,
not in
correct?
case of success factors. You
Yeah.
can
So
by
for
you
that
can
work stream,
inbuilt generate
work
the
stream is
report
nothing
along
but
with graphs,
what kind of
graphical report,
think
ad
I
hoc
have. Let's say
reports,
you're,
all this
if
report building, which will be
you're throwing
covering in
kitty party, right?
analytical
Correct?
management, which is
Huh?
also a
Or
different
let's say you're
module,
throwing a
Yes.
party,
as I
birthday
told
party.
you.
So your
Reporting is
birthday
totally
party is a
different
work
module.
stream.
Workflow
Okay.
planning and
Correct.
workflow analytics will
Your
be covering
birthday party is
the
work
graphical
stream,
view
and
of the
for that you
presentation,
have to
how it will
prepare
be
a roadmap.
presented to the
Okay,
organization,
if
and all
guest
those
will
things
come, where
in
they
the
will sit. If
success
somebody
factors
will come
session.
by car, they
Okay,
will there
this is
park the
all
car,
about the
a vehicle.
overview of the
Correct it.
success
That is whole
factors. Now
roadmap.
let
Yeah.
me know what
But your work
if
stream
you are
is a
having
part
any
part.
queries. It
And
is
for
very
that,
basically easy
first
to
thing you
understand
will
and
do
easy to
it
learn.
that you will
The only
prepare a
thing is you have to
milestone.
concentrate
So
ki
we'll
what
call
will
it
be
that okay, I
impacting,
have
where
to
we have to
develop a
make the
milestone.
configuration
Milestone
for
means
the
what would be
respective
achieved
thing,
in
what
end.
is the
So
requirement,
what
and
you will
where you
achieve
have
in
to
end when you will throw a
configure this
party of birthday.
requirement. If you have
is the
that
goal for
understanding, it
this?
is more than enough. It is
Manasa or
basically
others?
domain
What
HR
would be
which
your
we are keeping
milestone
it in the
at the
software.
end?
That's it. Right from employee, from the onboarding, recruiting
You're
till the
asking
employee
about this
joins the
training set or
organization.
No, no,
Just we are
birthday
keeping it
party.
in
which
the
I give an
birthday
software.
example.
party?
So what is the
Okay.
milestone for that? Work stream you got it.
Any
Birthday
doubts?
party is a work stream, no?
Uh, Fine.
So
Yeah,
Really
milestone is
nice
something
session, Arpan.
output or outcome.
It
So what is
outcome.
the
it
outcome?
makes like
Yeah.
it's a really user friendly kind of
To make
thing,
them
Uh,
happy.
because I
Correct.
the
have seen
satisfaction of
Darwin Box
gives
and
me
Satisfaction. Yes.
good.
Oracle Fusion
Hmm.
also. I have a bit
Correct.
idea.
Correct.
Happy
So
ending, maybe.
happy ending. Correct.
Seen
Correct.
when my
So
friends are
whatever
working
you
on it,
deliver at
and
last, at
also
end, that
24/7
is your
HRM
happy
and
ending
also
or
SAP HCM.
satisfaction, people
Okay.
So,
satisfaction, customer
so
satisfaction.
now looking
Okay,
at success
that is your
factors,
milestones.
it is
Means
feeling like
you are
because
basically try to
I am
celebrate a
into core
function,
HR
right? A function
from since
celebration.
last 8 years.
So your
Oh,
output is
great.
So
customer happiness or
so it is
guest happiness.
real
That is your
a good
output,
solution
right?
for
Same
the
way in project, once
core
you've
core
heard
HR
about there is a
platform,
go live
right?
in the
Yes,
project.
exactly.
How many have heard about the go live?
Only I have one doubt, Arpan,
Hmm?
if you could able to clear me out.
Someone,
Uh, Because I
anyone?
am into core HR and I
Excuse
have
me, sir.
almost
What
eight
is it?
years
Can you
Go
experience,
repeat,
right?
live,
please?
go live, go live.
So
In
this
project, we call it a go live.
experience will add
Go
Right.
to
live.
my
How many have heard about the
next
go live?
step, or again I have to start from beginning.
See, the success factors
Project
experience you will
is
be having as a fresher only, but yeah,
starting.
core HR experience,
Happy
eight
ending of
years
project
you're
is
having,
called go
that
live.
may
Oh,
add the advantage for it, but
Okay.
it
So
is
this is the
not like
happy ending of project.
what salary
Whatever the
you are getting
efforts you
initially.
put
You
it
will be
in,
paid with
your
that
energy,
salary
your
only.
time you
You
have
have
given
to
to that
go with the
project.
company
And
norms.
project
Suppose
means what?
in
IT projects.
generally for
All IT,
freshers they
because
will be
we
paying
all the IT
around
technocrats, we will deal in the
25
IT
to
only.
30K, but within
Okay.
two
It's
years you
why
can
we are
see
saying
a
only IT, because
gradual
we
growth
guys
in
are
you.
discussing
It
the
means if
IT
you
stuff.
work in a core
But we
HR
have lot
within two
many things
years,
other than the
hardly
IT
5
projects,
to
like
ten
government
thousand may
projects. How
increase.
many of you heard about
Here you
government
can
projects?
triple 4 times in 2 years, especially for success factors I'm talking about. In 2 years,
Construction, that is
see the
also part of
gradually
project,
increase in your
right?
salary like 10,
Correct.
10K, 10
Yes, sir.
lakhs per
Architect
annum or
work,
something like that. Much
that is
increase,
also part of
but the
project.
growth is very
Yes, sir.
rapid
Architect.
fast when compared to the domain.
Why? Because
But initially
everything
you have
you
to
start with the
compromise with the
roadmap
salary
and you
terminologies if
prepare
you
these
want to
steps,
enter
that what would be
into
my
this
work stream, then what is
software
the
business,
next
I
sub
guess.
work stream,
Agree,
and then what
completely
would be
agree.
my
But do we have any chance, like any
activity,
companies
and
consider
then what
as
would be my task,
where
and
we are
what would
now?
be my
Like no,
subtask.
it's not
If you
that
make
like
a
you
list of this, no, I'm
8,
telling
10
you,
lakhs packages,
your
but
most of
we
the
are at only
difficult
6 lakhs
job
only.
in your daily
Okay.
life
Do
would
we
become
have
very
chance,
easy.
like any
Yeah,
of the companies
Village
consider
Manasa
us
and all,
many
like
companies
the,
are there. They may
I'm telling
compromise
you,
Yes,
based
sir.
on
you
your
just try
domain
to only
experience, but
5 steps.
again it depends on
So
the
you
company.
apply it in your
Can't say
apply in
Okay,
your,
okay.
your daily life.
firmly
Okay,
that it
daily
will
works.
happen, but
You prepare
some
it.
companies are there.
Let's say
If
you
you
have
are
a task
earning
that
6
tomorrow you
lakhs,
have
they
to
may
drop
compromise
your
to
baby to school.
5.5 in the
Prepare
initial
a
of your career.
roadmap
Okay,
From
okay,
that will not
initial
be a
stage, or
problem.
let's say you are helping
Again,
your
it
okay.
depends on the company again.
husband, or let's say you're doing a
Fine,
kitchen
got it.
work. You prepare a work
Thank
stream,
you,
a
Arpan.
roadmap
Thanks for
prepare,
clarity.
Thank
and
you so
prepare with the
much.
work stream, sub work stream, activity task. So what will happen, no guys, at
So
the
I'm
end
done,
when you will
Arpan. Can
reach,
I
no,
leave?
you will see
Yeah, sure,
that
you
where you
can leave.
start from and
No
very
Thank you,
problem.
end,
Arpan.
there would be a
Thank you.
happy ending
Thank
always.
you.
Okay, there would be always a happy ending, correct, which I called here the goal.
Yes, sir.